Ripping thin strips of stock isn't a task that most woodworkers enjoy. At best, it's difficult to push narrow strips past the blade safely, even with a push stick. At worst, it can lead to a dangerous situation. Fortunately, cutting narrow strips of wood doesn't have to be a hair-raising experience. The Rockler Thin Rip Tablesaw Jig makes thin rips on a table saw a safe and accurate process. The Thin Rip Jig lets you rip narrow pieces on the left side of the blade, where there isn't a danger of the stock binding or the push stick hanging up on the blade. With the Thin Rip Jig, you can set up to safely rip amazingly thin strips of stock in just a few seconds. An easy-to-read scale laid out in 1/16 of an inch makes thickness settings easy and accurate. A single knob clamps the jig securely into the saw's miter track and locks in the thickness setting. Once in place, the jig's ball-bearing guide provides easy movement and keeps the stock in firm contact with the fence. Using the stock as a guide to set the fence makes successive cuts just as easy. The jig stays put and ensures that each and every piece will be exactly the same thickness. For added safety, be sure to outfit your saw with a zero-clearance insert. A zero-clearance insert fits in the saw's throat plate recess and prevents narrow pieces from getting trapped between the blade and the edge of the saw's work-supporting surface. Made of the same tough phenolic material as the Thin Rip Jig, Rockler's zero-clearance inserts are available pre-sized to fit most saws. If you don't find your saw on the list, the Rockler Table Saw Insert Kit comes with tube lengths that can be quickly trimmed down to fit just about any model. The Rockler Thin Rip Table Saw Jig and zero-clearance inserts make ripping thin stock what it ought to be: fast, safe, and accurate.